letting go of the one who thinks they need to know. You can't let go of wanting to know, because that's a pattern that's not doesn't concern you. That's not your want. That's pattern want, the interweavings of the pattern, which we will refer to as ego, which is fine. So ego wants to know why, like God owes us an explanation, right? And we will look at the moon and go, wow, that is really something. And then we want to come back and say, well, why is it in the sky, right? I mean, just we want to answer something that, ask a question that can't be answered, just so that we can think we have stumped everybody, which in fact is just, we're answering questions in order to remain, in order to perpetuate a sense of being. Mm-hmm. You will notice that your entire life is an argument with what is. That's the resistance that actually these bodies are, is its resistance. And the way that ego sustains itself is through its resistance to what is.
Yeah.
So if we really come down to it, when we really come down to surrender, if we look carefully, and we don't have to notice this all the time, because we can still use the word surrender and more or less have it in a relative way, and it's still useful. But for the moment, let's just notice that there's no one here to surrender, right? There's nothing here but awakeness. So, but there is the experience of relativity, yes? So when we talk about surrender, what we're really talking about is that awakeness has to surrender to relativity. Because in the experience of absolute surrender, there's no quarrel, and guess what? There's no ego. Mm-hmm. And ego wants to perpetuate itself, so it's always complaining. And you look, this little voice in your head that's been in your head, it's been, that ain't quite right. No, this isn't, there's something else going on here. I don't understand this, blah, 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 blah. As if, let's look at this. That we have seen what Hubble has been showing us, and we have for years and years and years, and we've been stunned. It's certainly beyond anyone's comprehension. And now we've got this new telescope, and there was just like, imagine it coming out from the other side of the moon or something. It's just discovered like 100,000 new galaxies or whatever. Galaxies, man. But we got our keyhole. And we pretty much think we've got it figured out. And not only that, but I'd like to tell you about it. It is so absurd, and the level of arrogance is just beyond belief. But it's not, it is beyond belief. So what we can do is you just abandon the attempt to understand this. That's all you have to do. Just notice. So this is not understandable. The ego is not satisfiable. That clawing, that I got to have more, I got to have other. That's not satisfiable. So you're never going to bring that to peace. It just doesn't happen. It can't, because the mechanism itself is it is the mechanism of the creation of the craving for more, for other. See, there's a craving for other. There is no other. You're oneness. There's no. Well, I think I'm the one thing outside of oneness. That's not oneness. That's two-ness, at least. So there's no opposite to oneness other than, if you want to call it an opposite, nothingness. But that nothingness, but oneness is a child of nothingness, right? So it can't be said to be an actual opposite. There's no opposite to that. There's no opposite to this. They're just this. In our present experiencing as human beings on a planet called Earth, there is just this. And the experience when we're seeing not from the individual's eye, when we're seeing from the eye that has no point of view, from the God eye, that I call it, or the awakeness point. Awakeness is that without a point of view.
Mhm.
So there's no possibility for judgment, because we can't know if anything's right or wrong until we establish some sort of baseline, and there is no baseline.